Hey guys, I wanted to do a little video on leadership positions in boot camp and overall just like the mentality that you should bring into boot camp and stuff like that. So, leadership roles. When you go into boot camp, they will assign or volunteer you that you're going to be a leadership role. So, RPOC is Recruit Chief Petty Officer. And they usually look for someone who has like strong conviction, like that they've done like ROTC or they've done military stuff before and they know what they're doing, very confident, like a good recruit. AROC is the person that can sing. They need to be able to sing. You're going to be calling cadence every single time we march. Basically like assistant to RPOC. You're also going to be in a leadership role, like telling people what to do, making sure the division like is doing what they need to do and that they're not being stupid. Then there's like the next down the line is yeoman. So divisional yeoman, you're probably going to have more than one eventually because the divisional yeomen are the ones doing all the hard card stamps. You're doing all the paperwork. You're making sure people that need to go to medical are going to medical. Like, you know how many people we have, where everybody is. Like, it's a taxing role, okay? One of my best friends from boot camp was our yeoman, and she hated it. Then there's MA, so Master at Arms, Divisional Master at Arms. Basically, you make sure that people aren't going to the head and sleeping when we're supposed to be doing things. Usually when we're in like classrooms, the MA make sure there's only 5 people going to the head at a time, stuff like that. Basically like keeping everybody in check. And then you have like other little jobs. So you have like your head PO, your forward hold PO. Those are both like kind of, what's it? Like you make sure that the bathroom is clean. You make sure the head. You make sure the head is clean. You make sure that the forward hold, whatever it's called, has like all of the things that we need, that it's not running out of stuff, that we're stocked up. Educational petty officer. I was my division's educational petty officer. So basically in our recruit like Bible, I made sure that everybody had the fill in the blanks from the classes that we were going to. I made sure people knew what things to study for our academic tests. Basically helps people study, all that stuff. And then if you fail the academic test, you would go and sit with your educational petty officer and go through, like, what did you know? What did you miss? Like, how can we make sure that you pass the next time? Then you have your athletic petty officer. Basically, they get this little binder, and when you do PT as a division, they'll be leading PT. That's fun. I did that a couple times when ours was out. And then laundry PO is, like, in charge of, obviously, laundry and, like, making sure everybody's laundry gets done. And, like, when we get new bedding, getting everybody new bedding. There's also section leaders. At the beginning, section leaders are picked. So basically, if you do like really well on bunk makeup and stow and fold, which is like folding clothes and like putting them in the right compartment and then like making your rack, and like you keep your rack tidy and like you're very spotless and like you do the good things, you'll be made probably a section leader. Section leaders make sure that the compartment is always on spot and that everything is good. Oh my gosh, there's also starboard watch, who makes sure the watch bill is like perfect. That's a really intense job. Thank you, Angus, who was our starboard watch. He was a real one. And then like port watch, basically. Port does like the auxiliary watches, like watches that are not in the compartment, and make sure everybody has one of those and stuff like that. So those are all the leadership roles. I highly suggest getting a leadership role, to be honest, because it gives you a sense of responsibility and there's a chance that you can get promoted based off of being in a leadership role. like our RPOC got promoted for being RPOC and like doing a good job. I just know that like if you get yeoman or something like that, like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And not only will people in the division be critiquing you, but your RDCs are going to be critiquing you and like, why are you doing this wrong? Da 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 da, stuff like that. So it can, excuse me, it can make boot camp a little more difficult, but it also gives you something to do. So, and then when it comes to mindset, I can put this to the side for this. When it comes to mindset for boot camp, this I got from my mom, actually. Go in with a good mindset. Go in thinking, I'm going to crush this. I'm going to do great. Like, I'm going to be the best sailor that I can be, and I'm going to come out the other side, and I'm going to graduate. Because if you have a bad attitude about it, like, embrace the suck is, like, a thing you're going to hear a lot in boot camp. Like, yeah, it sucks. It's boot camp. Like, it's not supposed to be fun. But if you make the best out of every situation, you're going to have a good time. I loved boot camp. I wish I could go back all the time. I honestly thought it was a great time. I had so much fun. But, like, you have to have a good mindset. If you're getting beat for other people's problems, embrace the suck. One team, one fight. Like, if someone does something wrong, you're all going to get in trouble for it. So, don't, like, blame each other. Don't do that fighting shit. Like, embrace the suck. Go in with a good mindset. And, like, nobody can hurt you. Attention to detail is super, like, important. Make sure that you are putting 110% effort into everything you do. PT, folding your clothes. Listen, for the love of God. Let the petty officers, let the chiefs, let your RDCs finish their instructions before you do things. Because if you mess up the instruction because you thought you knew where it was going, and then you mess up, and they have to one-line how you initialed something, or basically you have to buy a new, like, cover because you stamped it wrong, or you have to restamp everything because you put your stamp kit together wrong, just listen. Listen to them, do what they say, and everything will be easy. So, like, boot camp is what you make it, okay? If you make it a horrible 9 weeks, because they just changed it, it's now 9 weeks. If you make it a horrible 9 weeks, it's going to be a horrible 9 weeks. But if you go in there with a good mindset, making friends, like, becoming the best sailor, the best person that you can be, it's going to be great. So